Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. This time here at MCV 2018. This time here I am with Christopher Matias, Matista.
All good.
Matista, and he is the director of Steamwrecked.
Yes.
Steamwrecked, and basically just to give the audience an idea, what is Steamwrecked about?
Steamwrecked is a steampunk adventure piece. It's about two lightning catchers who find themselves stranded in the desert, and they have to make their way back to civilization, deciding whether or not to bring their lightning with them, which would be more dangerous, or to destroy it and lose it all. So that's kind of the premise of the film.
And what was the initial idea for the film?
We were looking for a way to tell a story about, like a very simple story, because we saw a lot of steampunk projects and a lot of sci-fi projects that take on a really big world, and we wanted something small. And so we thought, okay, what situation can we put two characters in that really tests them? So a survival situation was the first thing to come to mind. So put them out in the desert, and the pressure of food and water, and the monsters that are after them. What kind of what can we do to raise the stakes? And so then this kind of side plot of their lightning catchers and the monsters of the desert like to steal lightning to shoot down on their ships so they can scavenge them for more parts and stuff. So we kind of had this world conflict meeting a moral conflict. Yeah.
And sorry if I'm mistaken, but is this your directorial debut or?
Yes. First time going to festivals with a directing piece.
Yes. And what were the challenges with that?
It's been a long road. Me and the writer Rachel, we started I think 2 years ago. We met 2 years ago, started the writing process. This was for my senior thesis in college, and so it was part of my education. And junior year was a lot of writing, and then senior year was the actual production itself. And then this last half a year, we've been trying to get into festivals. We've been taking to a couple of steampunk conventions, things like that. And so we're really happy to be at VCV because this is our first film festival that we've gotten into. And I don't want to steal your thunder, but we also just won Best Steampunk Short, so we are really excited about that.
Well deserved. Yes. Well deserved.
We are now. Steamwrecked is now an award-winning short.
That's true.
That feels really good. That's a good.
And thus, you're now an award-winning director.
I hadn't thought of that. That's great.
And your first film.
Yes.
So yeah.
I have to tell somebody this. I'll tell you guys. There we go.
So yeah, and then for this outfit, because I know the lighting may be a bit off right now, but because this is definitely steampunk inspired, right?
For sure.
How did you kind of go about making this outfit?
Well, I've been into steampunk for a while. Me and my brother and sister back home in San Diego kind of got into the San Diego steampunk community. I think it's simpler than you think to make steampunk costume. This is basically a black button shirt that I'd wear under with a suit or something. Vest I got at a Western kind of reenactment shop. Some pins that I picked up online for like $5 each. And then this is actually an award that I won for winning a tea dueling competition. Steampunks come up with very interesting sports. It involves dunking a biscuit into a cup of tea and then not letting the biscuit crumble. The last one standing wins. It's a very weird sport. It would take a while to explain. But just like on a whim, I was like, to kind of promote my film, I'll go into this tea dueling competition. Ended up winning and was able to kind of talk about the Kickstarter campaign and all that sort of stuff. So I like to think that it was destiny that got me this medal right here.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely.
And then of course goggles. Not to interrupt you, but goggles very important for steampunk costume.
Yeah, because aside from the goggles, the other key piece is the spoon.
The spoon, of course. Spoons are great.
I mean, it's a very interesting costume. It definitely does go your film steampunk, just the whole steampunk environment. What about you, steampunk in general?
I played a video game called Guns of Icarus, and it was pure steampunk, kind of battle royale, ships shooting cannons at each other. Didn't really know what steampunk was, and saw like in the tag list the word steampunk. Oh, what's that? I'll Google it, and saw like all this artwork and cosplay and concept art and still it was beautiful. It was like, what is this? I got to find out. And so I kind of did more research. Me and my brother and sister all got into it, and then just on a whim, I searched Steampunk San Diego. Found out that there's a huge steampunk community in San Diego. Went to our first convention. There's like 1,000 people there, all dressed in steampunk costumes. So ever since then, anytime I can go to a steampunk event, it's absolutely.
If you can, you will.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What's throughout this whole process of pre-production to filming to now? What's been your favorite parts of of the film?
I mean, winning an award has been a pretty cool experience, but I think production was really fun. We were out in the middle of the desert. We were like 2 hours from LA and another hour drive to get to the shooting location way out in Joshua Tree.
Great album.
But just being out there, It was windy, it was cold, it was dusty, it was hot. Like the weather was just going all over the place. It was bonding through shared traumatic experiences. We made a lot of friends on that set. But the crew kind of took it in stride, and we came out with this cool adventure piece.
And because you're the director, so how did it feel, just working with the cast and crew? Like, how did that feel in general, especially since it is your first time?
Yeah, I mean, I had a great crew behind me. I couldn't have done it without my producer, Andrea Thomas. There's, the job of the director is to kind of be the creative leader, and Andrea, as the producer, was really instrumental in keeping everyone together, everyone unified, making sure everyone arriving on set knew what they were doing. And so she was, of course, wonderful. And then Rachel Hemsley, the writer, a great piece that was really fun to make. I mean, I could go on, but the cinematographer, couldn't have done it without him. Our sound team, we had a composer make the music for us, and then of course the talent, Sarah Booth and Tim Hildebrand, both phenomenal actors that made my job easy. I could just say, here's the situation, and they were able to live it.
And did you improvise anything, or?
Improvise, not necessarily like you would think improvising, like you'd see like an improv show, but definitely my philosophy for directing is, it's more important to be real than to do the lines that I signed off, that helps write, or whatever. And so there were definitely times on set where it was like, I don't think my character would say this. I think they did say this. And as long as it was the same, as long as it, same idea wouldn't, change the story. Definitely did that. And so it was great to kind of let them be their own character. And Sarah has experience in stunt work, so she was great for the fight scenes. And then Tim Hildebrand, who played August, he like one of his hobbies is hang gliding, and I had long conversations with him in rehearsals about treat your ship like you would treat your hang glider, and he was telling me how much hang gliders are very like detail oriented and things like that, and so he brought that into the character. The character is very detail oriented. Here's I know the directions we need to go. Here's the world. Here's he knows all the information, and yet it's Ro who's very much following her gut, wanting to protect the lightning canisters, and so that obviously leads to clashing. So they all brought their own experience into the film,
their own unique spin into the characters, and then assuming that definitely helped in directing, right?
Yes. It's great to have actors who, in rehearsals really worked hard to understand the characters, and then on set I could worry about camera and the weather and all that sort of stuff. I didn't have to worry about, okay, now we have to re-explain. They knew the story. They understood. Yeah.
And now that's in its festival run, what's been the most memorable? I think I already know the answer to this. What's the most memorable experience thus far?
I mean, Misifi, it's been our first festival, so I don't know if that counts. I mean, it's most memorable, at this point. And winning the award.
I think that's the highlight thus far of the film festival run.
Yes.
What do you hope that the audience gets out of the film?
I hope they just get a chance to kind of sit back and enjoy an adventure piece. A lot of short films, are kind of feel restricted to a small story, and so me and Rachel, the writer, really tried to tell still a small story, but set in a big world. We had big wide shots. We tried to shoot anamorphic and and kind of get this, allow people to sit back and watch an action piece, but it's not some 2-hour you have to go to the movie theater. But we could an epic, but at a short level.
And would you say there's any films that inspired you?
Star Wars was definitely a big inspiration, for sure. And then I remember in pre-production working with the writer, with the cinematographer, we were watching Once Upon a Time in the West. It's been so tons of westerns.
So like Fistful of Dollars.
Assassination of Jesse James. That was a big one. The gunshot sounds came from Assassination of Jesse James. That kind of crack, the pop.
Like maybe Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, or
yeah, absolutely.
Right. And there's this one shot. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but there's this one shot for some reason that reminded me of Lawrence of Arabia.
Yep, that film as well. Definitely.
So, I mean, that's where you see like some of those like westerns or just films that are set in deserts. Like for example, Star Wars and Jakku,
for sure.
Right. So have you guys seen Rays and Jakku? Definitely like some more of those desert movies. Maybe like Swords and Sandals, westerns. You could definitely see the inspiration.
And also, I mean, especially like A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie. These Tusken Raiders were definitely inspired the scavengers that are chasing our heroes.
Right. So, I mean, that's a great batch of inspiration.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're all great films.
Yeah.
Although some of them would like to argue with Force Awakens.
But just these kind of these epics, these films that feel big, that have big locations.
Right. And last question: if given the option, would you like to return to Misifi?
Of course, definitely need to, get cracking on some more films to bring to MCP, but, it's very passionate people here that really care about, people having a good time. The festival, one of the festival planners is the guy who drives me from the airport to my hotel. Yeah, Ed did. Ed drove me to the hotel, and it's like, they care about people, having a good time.
Right. Everybody seems to say that. Troy, Ed, Eric, everybody here, me is great. Sam. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting someone.
The whole blanket term. The whole crew of MCC has been very supportive, welcoming, and clearly passionate.
Right, we're all passionate. Leslie's who I was forgetting.
Of course.
So, that's basically all the time we have for now. For now. Thank you again for the time to do the interview. I know it's like the most last minute one right now.
Well, thank you for having me.
Once again, thank you for showing your film. It was great. Congrats on the award. You are now officially a
award-winning director. I gotta start. That needs to be on my resume now. I gotta go update my resume.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad. Yeah, award-winning director for Steampunk. So yeah. And also, do you have like a website? Because I know you have the other things.
You can follow our film on all of our social media pages. Use the handle @Steamwrecked, like shipwrecked, but Steamwrecked because it's steampunk. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we are there. Now that the film's over, we're not posting as much, but anytime we're at a festival, especially now, we started posting again. And so,
you guys brought these little pins.
Oh yes.
Do you guys sell these pins or?
We're giving them away for this festival, just kind of drumming up interest.
All right, so you guys aren't selling them?
No. That's just a. So you have to be at a screening of Steamwrecked to get a button.
Limited edition.
Limited edition, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're mentioning merchandise, if people are interested in buying the poster or the DVD, they can reach out to us. We don't have like a shop page set up yet, but if you reach out to us on social media asking for that sort of stuff, we'd love to send you some merchandise.
Okay, so yeah, you heard it. All links down below. Everything will be down below in the description or comment section somewhere. It's gonna be most likely description. So or below. So yeah, definitely just look out for that. Again, use the handle Steamwrecked. If you guys want to buy the film or the posters, just contact them and they could probably give you a sweet deal. And that's basically for now. Again, thank you again for your time. Thank you for just showing the film again. Director, award-winning director right now. And this is Daniel Mart signing off from UCF 2018.